In a quiet house somewhere in the city, a doctor tells the family of his patient that the man he's been checking up on only has a few hours left to live. They've made sure that whatever time he has left will be spent in relative comfort. At the far end of this house, inside an old room, a dying old man stares out the window as if he's waiting for someone to arrive. He clutches the rosary in his hands close to his chest as he intently stares off at the setting sun. A flash of blue light causes the dying man to squint, and when he opens his eyes, he sees none other than the god of thunder, Thor, entering his room.
I have brought you something to ease the pain. This potion will give you some comfort in your last moments. It is made from plants found only in Asgard.
Thor gives the old man the liquid from the vial. He takes off his winged helm and sits on a stool as silence washes over the entire room. A few moments later, the old man finally musters up the strength to speak.
I didn't think you would come.
I promised you I would come.
What's going to happen?
Ask me tomorrow.
I won't be here tomorrow.
Even so, ask me tomorrow.
I've waited 4 years for an answer, Thor. And now I'm out of time. You promised me an answer.
We then flash back to the events that happened back then. Almost half a decade ago, the Avengers were locked in battle with an army of grotesque beasts that hailed from one of the 9 realms. Upon analyzing the battlefield, the Vision is able to surmise that these monsters are targeting Thor himself. The rest of Earth's mightiest heroes, knowing that one of their allies might need help, immediately rush to the God of Thunder's location.
There's hundreds of them coming up from the sewers. Thor, you hear me down there? If it looks funny and smells like poop, run the other way.
Thor, this is Richards. What my arachnid friend is trying to say is that you're about to be overrun. Whatever these things are, they're all headed in your direction. You need to get away from that location as fast as possible.
But hearing this, Thor refuses his fellow superheroes' advice and instead elects to stand his ground against these so-called bitumen elves of Svartalfheim. That's because the God of Thunder knows that these creatures will tear through the innocent people of the city if he leaves them to fend for themselves. Reed Richards desperately calls for his ally to get out of there. But Thor has another idea in mind.
Mjolnir, hear me now. By the wish of my father and the will of those who sit above in shadow. Fly straight, good Mjolnir, and true to your target.
He lets loose of his magical hammer, hurling it towards the scores of elves threatening the good people of the city. Mjolnir takes out each and every monster there is. In the aftermath, the God of Thunder does away with the media circus that always comes whenever Earth's mightiest heroes save the day. Instead, he opts to ride the Rainbow Bridge back to his place in Asgard. However, the same old man he's visited in the present, who is revealed to be a man of the cloth, approaches him.
Who are you?
I am Thor of Asgard. You are safe now.
I know your name. You call yourself the God of Thunder, but why are you here? You pray to your hammer more easily than you pray to God. Am I supposed to believe a pagan deity walks the streets of New York? Or are you something else?
In reply, Thor tells the priest that he has the freedom and choice to believe whatever he wants. But the Catholic minister continues to pester the God of Thunder about how he should deal with the crisis of faith that Thor brought to his life.
Tomorrow I'm going to stand in front of my parishioners and tell them there is one God and one Messiah. They're going to know about what happened today outside my church. They're going to know a creature who claims to be the pagan God of Thunder saved hundreds of lives. So tell me, Thor, what will I say when they ask me who you are and why you are here?
The God of Thunder has no interest or presumptions about what a man from another faith would do with the knowledge he now possesses. So he tells the priest to decide for himself. But the man of the cloth is not having any of it. He continues to pressure Thor into solving his problem, going as far as obligating the God of Thunder to give him an answer. Still, Thor remains calm and entertains the mortal's demands. He tells the priest to meet him in this very spot a year from now, and he'll answer his question then. In the present, the dying priest tells Thor how he did exactly as the God of Thunder told him. He went to the place where they first met a year after their fateful encounter. But the Asgardian straight up ghosted him. Thor reveals that during that time, the priest's question managed to shake the God of Thunder's own convictions about the nature of his existence. But just as he told his fellow Asgardian and friend back then,
The truth is, fair Sif, I do not know.
Sif then advised him to tell the priest what he just told her. And 2 years before the present, Thor finally paid the man a visit in his church. The Catholic minister, as before, whines about Thor not keeping his promise during their first meeting. When he confronts the god of thunder about the answer he promised, Thor admits he was wrong to assume he would ever find one at all. The priest reveals that he's dying of a terminal illness and wants to confirm if he's going to his own god's kingdom when he dies, or see a bunch of drunken Vikings in the afterlife as per Norse customs. But as before, Thor tells him that he doesn't know. However, he makes the priest another vow.
Somewhere there is an answer that justifies my existence and reconciles it with your faith. I will bring it to you before you cross from this plane. I promise.
This all leads us to the present day, when Thor sits at the bedside of the dying old man. And like all those years ago, the priest reiterates how the god of thunder's mere existence shook his faith down to his core, and how he's afraid to die and find out that he's been worshipping the wrong deity all along.
Don't you see it, Thor? I can't go if you haven't answered my question. Who are you, and why are you here?
I have an answer. If your faith is strong, you must accept it.
Thor tells an anecdote about two kids and their uncle, who showed them a magic trick when they saw each other. The first boy was just happy after seeing the trick, while his brother pestered their uncle until he gave in and told him the secret behind it. From then on, the first boy continued to live his life in bliss, while the second boy lost all sense of magic in their uncle's trick after learning how it was done. Hearing this, the dying old man chastises Thor for telling him what he already knows. And in a fragile moment, the god of thunder reveals that the question the priest asked him all those years ago ended up making him question his own faith in things.
As a child, I often wondered about the meaning of creation. On Asgard, we refer to our own gods as those who sit above in shadow. It has been a long time since I contemplated them. I now believe we were supposed to meet, so that you could have me question the mystery of my own existence. It wasn't that you needed me to test your faith. I needed you to test mine.
And with that, the dying old priest finally tells the god of thunder that he finally understands what lies behind the question he asked Thor all those years ago. He thanks him, as the god of thunder continues to sit by the old man's side to the very end.
The question is the same for me as it is for you. Who am I and why am I here? The answer remains the same as it ever was. Ask me tomorrow.
Moments later, the old priest passes on. Thor gives his old friend one final prayer to send him off into the ever after. That's all for now. We hope you loved this video and can't wait to read your thoughts about it in the comments section below. As always, please don't forget to give us a like, share, and subscribe to our channel to help us bring more of these amazing stories to life. Why not watch the next one while you're at it? We'll see you soon. Take care.